Okay, I'm here on my parents' boat, Solskin, which is a Formosa 51, and we're just doing a tour.
This is our Formosa 51, 1973. We've owned it for 14 years, 15 years now actually, and we work hard to keep it in good shape and enjoy it every year for a good tour. It's been down to Mexico for a journey. It's been up to the Haida Gwaii, into the Central Coast area several times, and
Around
Southern
Vancouver
BC,
Island.
yeah, Vancouver Island 3 times.
We had a 28-foot Hollycraft twin diesel, and I didn't see any reason why you'd need a sailboat, because if you had 2 engines, why would you need sails? So we upscaled to a 51-foot sailboat because, I don't know, but 15 years later, here we are. So
We've been living aboard for 2 full years. Good boy, Jake. Yeah, so you can see the massive chain plates that support the rig. The mast is 70 feet.
Wow.
70 feet above deck. Yeah, it's rigged.
With
It's a cutter head rig. So it's got the jib and a staysail. And it originally had the staysail had a boom, but we've rigged it with furlers, so just as an alternate, to us that just seemed an easier way to go.
Much easier.
Yeah, and keeps the foredeck clear of a boom. You can see there's a lot of bright work to keep up.
That's Christine's job.
A combination, but we try not to let it get ahead of us. So a lot of this bright work hasn't been sanded back down since the 15 years. It's just been just sanding the bright work itself and recoating every year. We're not wearing down the wood itself by sanding too often.
You may have seen this boat on 50 First Dates. Well, not this one, but a sister ship. 50 First Dates and Captain Ron. But their version had the windows on the stern and the
transom, which we don't have. And the masts were rotten, so rather than putting money into rebuilding the mast, we went with aluminum, an entire new rig with new standing rigging, new chain plates. The only thing we kept wood was the booms.
which my granddad helped rebuild the booms and
the bowsprit.
And the bowsprit.
Yeah. We have a twin anchor set up, but we really only use the one primary system, which is a Delta, 85-pound Delta with 3/8 triple B chain, 330 feet, and all chain, rode.
And what's the tonnage of the boat?
26 tons, so that's considered just adequate for it.
Wow.
And that does handle the conditions we anchor in very well. We've set up a washdown pump eventually.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, we have a washdown pump that's just fantastic for cleaning off the road and the anchor, because lots of times you're anchored in gooey mud and you don't want that in your anchor locker, which is pretty stinky.
And then the boat came with Teak Decks when you bought it.
Yeah, we stripped off all the teak and just went with an epoxy coating. This is the winter insulation we put over it to help with condensation. So we can take that out now since it's June.
And they're in moored in Comox, BC, Canada.
This is access to the V-berth.
Oh, there we go.
It's just stiff. It hasn't been used for a while.
V-berth, aka my mom's walk-in closet.
Yes. But we generally keep the cover on this, trying to protect the bright work on the woodwork.
Is that sea-tall?
Yeah, it's all sea-talled. And this it's yellow cedar, local woods.
You made that with Granddad?
Yeah, it's exactly a replica of what was originally here, but it's all replaced. And then this is a bit of traditional with a Pintle Rail, and these pintles used to be at the base of the mast, and we went with it connected to the standing rigging for the mizzen. Anderson winches are our primary 58 self-tailings. They do all our heavy work.
These are the original
These are
ones.
the original primary winches, which still work fine, but definitely not up to the Andersons. And then we do this a lot of the operation of command center of Solskin. And we have duplicate instruments. There's in the pilot house itself is one set of instruments with a chart plotter, and then at the helm, the upper helm here is another set of a chart plotter with the engine controls are duplicated as well.
Favorite place to be when we're underway is at the helm because I suffer from seasickness. And so if I have a remote feeling that I have some control, then I'm okay. So you'll often find me here. So we set the Dodger at a height that I could clearly see over. These galley stairs are made out of canary wood that I'm pretty excited about because my father built them. So when we were restoring Solskin, Bill was a recently retired millwright, but all his training was as a ship's joiner in England 50 years earlier. So we helped him settle into his retirement, and he did many of the hatches and the different things. But we originally had a set of built-in stairs here with top-mounted freezer and fridge, and we wanted to change things up, so he built those stairs which can lift.
The flooring that the boat came with when we got it, and although it's got a lot of wear and tear over the years, it's got a very interesting patina to it that we don't like to lose.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
It represents years and years of use.
It looks better than when we got it, though, that's for sure.
Yeah, it's the original Perkins 4236. It's had a head rebuild, but the lower end hasn't been rebuilt.
And you did the partial rebuild this winter.
Yes, after 40 years.
Yeah. And we had it on an A-frame.
But some of that big heat exchanger down there is part of our diesel furnace system.
It has to be original.
Yeah.
There was an oyster growing inside it when we bought the boat. Yeah. It was at least this long stuck in there.
You can't see the water tanks because they're forward there, but there's two 100-gallon water tanks, and then a 100-gallon fuel tank and a 60-gallon fuel tank. But in here is our part storage and part furnace system, which we installed 2 years ago. A diesel furnace system we've been very happy with. A planar from Russia. A little toggle switch here so that I can run it just the water pump, and the engine will heat the entire boat as well. So if we're doing a lot of running time with the engine, it can do the heating of the hot water and the boat heating.
So this is the reason we bought this boat, because when we purchased and we did our initial tour, there was rot behind the teak. Every shelf was rot. It was leaking everywhere. But the beautiful classic Formosa doors were here, and I stripped them. So when we restored Solskin, which was a 3-year process, we took all the cabinetry, the doors and drawers off. I estimated about 100 fronts came off in the process, and I would just do 1 or 2 a night, and eventually I had them all stripped and ready to go. This is the forward head, the main head. We've installed a freshwater head which goes down to the holding tank, and over time we've adjusted things in here to make it so that We've got the freshwater shower. I seem to be always the one that gets to lift the deal with the pumping out of the heads and things, so I'm always proud of myself that I know how to deal with the deck pumps and the macerator pumps and the emptying of the different showers and pipes and things. Here's our galley. We have a gimbal stove, which is always fun. Our biggest upgrade over the last few years was to try and make things fitted for us. So we've designed cupboards that will fit the pots that we already have, and everything's on sliders, trying to maximize our space. This is the aft cabin, which people don't really get, because I always get the far corner spot, so that's because I don't get up at night, and it's kind of, you're in your slot, but it was the way we reconfigured it as we built. Originally the bunk went this way, and that didn't make sense to us in terms of a sea passage. I have my memory bank here. They're hardly technical because I tend to, I do write about the wind and our passage, but I also write about the people and the different things that are happening as we go places. But yes, 15 years of journeys.
Speak first.
Okay, I'll do it. Thanks for joining us aboard Solskin. Don't count the pennies, you just have to count your logbook entries, and life is good.
Okay, bye.
Bye.